Welcome back, Hawks. This is Mrs. Stryker and Nola Stryker on the Deschutes National Forest to share fire ecology with you. This video is about fire history, especially here as it relates to this ponderosa pine forest. I'm making this video because you're learning about forest ecology and the threats of wildfire here in Central Oregon, and I can't take you on a field study, which is a super bummer, so I hope this will suffice. I'm going to talk a little bit about the concepts of fire history, specifically core samples, fire scars, and hydrophobic soil to show you fire history. So fire history is the study of how often a fire occurs in a region. And we can observe that history by looking at three kinds of evidence. The first kind of evidence is a core sample. So here we are, we put an increment borer into this ponderosa pine, and we extracted a core sample. And so what the core sample shows us is a ring that the tree puts on every year for its growth. So if there was a fire, we could look back over these and we would see some black mark in there like evidence of fire. In this case, I'm not seeing that. I just see nice, clean rings on this one. But let's take a look at this fire scar around the front of the tree. So notice down here on this front of this tree, Nola, you want to point to it? So front of the tree there, the bark has all burned away as the fire moved through here last year, and it's exposed the wood. So that wood then is showing burn marks, and over time it's going to scar up here. We'll get some more bark, and the tree is alive. It's going to continue to grow. And so if we were to drill into this with an increment borer in 10-15 years, we would probably see this black soot, the evidence of fire. We could count back and tell how many years ago this fire happened on the landscape. Soils also help us tell the story of fire on the landscape. If we were to dig down into the soil, or if we were in an exposed pit, we could see the layers of ash that would be deposited with any soil. But we're not seeing that right here. In this case, what we're going to point out is some hydrophobic soil. So hydrophobic, meaning doesn't like water. So watch when Nola pours the water onto the dirt, notice how it runs off. Instead of absorbing, it just runs right off. So that's evidence here that the fire burned pretty hot in this area. So yeah, fire history, we can look back on species and tell it from our core samples, from fire scars, and from the soil.